Hey guys, I'm in the middle of a really nice park, you can see. Um, and today's actually kind of a sad day. Um, my brother-in-law, who was 52, just died. He had a terminal brain cancer, and unfortunately, he basically succumbed to the effects of the cancer, and he just died. He was 52. He leaves behind a wife and a family. And yeah, very sad day. So I wanted to talk to you guys about how life is short, and not everybody gets to live it all the way. Even at 75 years, it's short. Relative to the age of how things go. If you're talking about, for example, a tree, you're talking about hundreds and hundreds of years. But here we are as humans living up to 75 if we're lucky, and in some cases even shorter than that. So I wanted to talk to you about how short life is and ask you the question, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for in terms of what you want to accomplish in this life? Because that's really got me thinking, in terms of my own life. When you're faced with somebody close to you passing away, you start to look at your own mortality and you start to wonder, is there something that I'm missing out on? Is there something that I still want to accomplish in this world before I die? And so I just wanted to talk to you guys about that. Um, some of the reasons that I think people don't jump on living the life that they want or living life to their fullest is money. It's a very real problem in that, of course, if you don't have money, you can't truly, fully live the life that you want. But at the end of the day, money is only a vehicle. It is not the goal. So, with that being said, money is obviously important, but it should never be the goal of life. You should want to spend your money the way you want to get to where you need. Um, I view money as something that is tangible, but at the end of the day, is something that is expendable, and you can always make more of it. It's a resource that you have, and it should only be that. It should not be your biggest accomplishment. It should not be the biggest thing that is going on in terms of what you want to gain from this life because you can't take it with you. Once you're dead, that money goes to somebody else, or worse yet, it goes to the government. And so that should never be the end goal in terms of that. Other reasons why I don't think people live their life to the fullest has to do with maybe a personal inventory of where they are in their own life. As you get older, your goals change. Initially, maybe when you're younger, your hope and dream is to make tons of money and to find a means to gain it. But as you get older, your personal inventory of your wants and desires change over time. And so as you get older, you come to realize that the greatest resource that you have is your time. And if your time is not valued the way that you should really have perspective on it, you're going to waste it. And that should never be the case, is that you should never really believe that you have an infinite amount of time, because obviously you don't. And there is two certainties in this world. It's that you are born into this life and that you die. And in between those two inevitabilities is life. And if you don't keep a personal inventory of your wants and your desires and your needs, you're really truly missing the point of living your life. When you're seeing how you are as you get older, you prioritize things differently. You prioritize your family, you prioritize your time, you prioritize your health. Because trust me when I tell you that your health is not going to be there forever. And you want to take advantage of those aspects of your life while you still have it. So that would be the second reason, is I just feel like most people don't really understand the their own wants and needs, or they don't take a personal inventory of what their wants and needs are, and as you get older, how they change. And so it's very important to understand that your goal is constantly changing. It's a moving goalpost essentially. So just to be clear, the things that you want in your life when you're 20 are not the same when you're 30 or 40 or 50 or 60 if you get there. So that would be the second reason I would suggest why people end up wasting their time and not really living their life to the fullest. I'll also say that this whole thing with my brother-in-law passing, it had me thinking about what is the purpose of life. Maybe it's a little bit of an existential crisis for me, but what is it that I want to get out of this life before I'm gone? And it leads to a lot of different questions in terms of what am I prioritizing with regards to my job, and what am I prioritizing in terms of my family, and what am I prioritizing in terms of just my values, and what is my legacy? And so a lot of those questions come up whenever somebody close to you passes away. This is a very deeply personal question, and I think that most people don't ever face. And it's sad because these are really important aspects of a person's life that are really truly important to get the most out of it. And so, personally speaking, what is my purpose? What is my legacy? What is the thing that I want most to accomplish in this short amount of time that we have on this earth? And for me, my legacy isn't one that I want to be known for in terms of money. I don't want to be the rich guy. I don't want to be the paycheck for my family. I want to be there. I want to be there for them. I want to be there for the events that happen. And I think that that's much more important than um, being the provider that gives abundance for the purposes of what? To have more money when really, and they've done studies on this where they found that money will, yes, give you some amount of happiness, but there is a cap to how much money will do. And I believe it's something in the range, something ridiculous. It's not as much as you would expect. So I don't want to be the guy that continues to make money to no end for no reason. And so the reason you have money, like I said, is a vehicle. It's a means to a goal in terms of a bigger accomplishment, and that's something that I think a lot of people really truly miss in terms of the point of life. Um, that being said, I hope you guys got something out of this video. If not, please give me some feedback. But if you liked it, please give a thumbs up, and we'll see you next time.